Hello, Tim from AvTims here, and we're going to do a build video on the AvTims Piper Cub. Okay, so getting started, we're going to go over some of the tools you're going to need to build the AvTims Cub. You're going to need a hot glue gun. I like using the hot melt hot glue. You can also use the low temperature hot glue. It's a little bit safer so you don't burn your fingers with the low temperature. However, the hot glue seems to hold the airplane together a little bit better. If you live in the South in Florida, my dad has built some of the planes. They actually melt in the heat in his garage. So we've stuck with the high temp hot glue. It definitely seems to hold the airplanes together a little bit more. You're gonna need a pair of scissors. You're gonna need needle nose pliers. You can use the cutters on the needle nose pliers. I recommend though getting some wire cutters too. This will help make things a little easier. And we're gonna have an X-Acto blade. You definitely need that. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we'll build is the wing. Okay, so the wing, the three parts that you're gonna need to the wing are the hub and the left and right wings themselves. So we'll start with the hub. So the hub itself is right here. You wanna make sure to break it all the way open, and then you're going to do an over bend and glue it together. So the way we do the over bend is we're going to hold one hand flat on the piece and you're going to raise the other hand until you feel it crease and you're over bending what it was supposed to hold. Okay. Now, when you do this right, you'll be able to let go of it. It'll have a slight angle, like said. You want to make sure you get the angle exactly right. So you take these two little triangle pieces of black foam and you lay them like so. Okay. Now we're ready to glue it. So we open the fold up and we put just a little bit of glue. You leave about a ½ inch on either edge and you're just putting it in the middle here like that. Okay. Bend it, put it on your triangle pieces and push them all the way in and you're there. The next thing you can do is take your glue gun and put a little bit of glue across the center. And you're good to go. All right. You blow on it to cool it a little bit. And you can set that to the side. You're all set. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is something very similar to the wing. We're going to open it up, make sure that it's ready for the overbend. We press down on the center and lift up. So we overbend all the way along the same thing. And we do the same to this wing. Open it up. Lay a good healthy bead of glue on the inside. Like so. Leave a good inch or ½ inch on the ends. Overbend it. Stick in the little triangle. Stick in the little triangle like that. Once the glue cools a little bit, you can use your finger to just come across. Clean that up. You can also put a little bit more in here. Blow on it. And now you have your wing, you have your camber. All right. The next part you're going to do, put your triangles off to the side. Open up your flaperon, aileron. Bend it all the way to the back. You're going to take your X-Acto knife and you're going to trim off at a 45-degree angle the excess foam, so that way this will act as a hinge. We've spaced the poster board with just enough space that you should be able to run the knife almost along the poster board. This one looks like you're gonna have to trim the board a little. You can also, if you're not comfortable using an X-Acto knife like this, you can use a sanding block to sand away the foam to be a 45-degree angle, but an X-Acto blade works pretty good. And it doesn't have to be perfect. A little bit there. Okay. Should. Now you have a control surface that will flex as a hinge. Okay. You don't need a lot of movement, so that is plenty. If you want more movement, you can always put a bigger angle in here, but again, you don't really need that. So. And that should do it. So we'll set that off to the side, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So grab this, break it, overbend it. Get some glue in there. Like that. Take our triangle pieces. 2. Blow on it. Give it a 1, 2, 3 count. Smear the glue. 1, 2, 3. We'll come across. Like so. Break this all the way open. Okay, now we're going to glue these together. All you do here one end, lay it in, and that's it. Okay. You don't need these angle pieces anymore, so you can use these to wipe across the top. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. sure you got plenty of glue in there. Same thing, we start one end and just bring them together and hold. And blow on it. By pressing it together, it holds the right shape pretty much most of the time. Let's hold this. I always want to let go too soon, but I'm going to wait longer. You can kind of tell by the shininess of the glue in the back there. Just keep an eye on it. There we go, it's starting. Feels like it's set pretty good. So from here, clean that up a little. Use the hot tip of the knife to like melt the excess. Or hot tip of the glue gun like a hot knife, should say. Put this on. Like so. Alright. There we go. Okay, again, you can use your little, wipe off the extra, makes it look nice and smooth. Should be just right. Press harder a little bit to get that glue to set. Okay, now underneath, you're going to take some packaging tape and you're going to put a strip across the bottom like so. Strip across the front like so. Okay. One more piece in here. This packaging tape really gives it the extra strength, and it'll keep your wing from folding if you're doing loops and rolls. So you want to make sure to not skip this step. So it really helps secure it up. All right, that should be your wing. The last part to this is your popsicle sticks. You're gonna glue one on here. This is where I always seem to burn myself with the hot glue. So I'm gonna try this. Let's see if I can do this without. Hold that down. Smear across the extra. And this one. Yep. Ouch. Right there. Like so. Looking good. And that's our wing. We can set that aside for right now. And we'll come back to that.